Thank you for joining me today for Monday Morning Devotion. Today I want to talk about seeking God's will. Seeking God's will in life is a prayer that is often prayed by those who believe and trust in God. Their prayer is a request for God's favor, a desire to follow His leading rather than their own. Seeking God's will can be for the monumental things in life, the decisions that we need to make that are life-altering, or for everyday mundane choices and decisions that we have to make. Jesus, when teaching His disciples, taught them to pray using this phrase, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Jesus Himself prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, "Not my will, but thine be done." As believers, God's ultimate goal for us is found in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. In the New Living Translation, it reads, "And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all He has done for you. Let your bodies be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind He will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship Him. Don't copy the behavior and customs of the world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." I'd like to read that last sentence. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. These scriptures teach us that knowing God's will comes from living our lives in such a way that is holy and acceptable to God, not copying the behaviors and customs of the world, allowing God to transform us into His image, into a new person, renewing our mind and changing the way we think to be more like Him. Living in such a way is more His will for us and should be desired than all the things that we are praying about, like which college to attend, who to marry, whether to move, which job to take, which church to attend. Whatever decision we are making, His will for us is to be more Christ-like. To encourage high school graduates and to let them know that God has a plan for their life, I often write in their graduation card, Jeremiah 29:11. It reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." But the next two verses are just as important. It reads like this, "Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord." God desires that we seek Him with all of our heart. Proverbs 3, 4, and 5 says the same thing in different words. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." In other words, He will direct your paths and give you direction. So my takeaway that I hope you are getting today is that in all that you're facing and all that you're praying for, that you don't get the cart before the horse. The most important thing is that you trust in God, lean into Him, submit everything to Him in prayer. Live a sacrificial life that is holy and acceptable to God. Don't conform to the world's ways and their thinking and their customs, but let God transform you and make you more like Him. If we do this, His promise is that He will give us direction. Now, the direction may not come in the timing that we hope for. It will come, though, in His timing. What I have found is that God is an on-time God. He is faithful and trustworthy. I hope this has encouraged you in some way today. Feel free to like, share, or comment below. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Have a blessed week.